Welcome back to Chaos Collectibles. All right, so in today's video, I am going to show you my very first sealed figure after painting it. I wanted to see how this would turn out, so I ended up experimenting with the Conan figure that Oliver ended up printing for me a while back that I painted. So I ended up using the Mod Podge. I've reached out to several customizers, and this seems to be the one that most people use. I was kind of concerned about it because I've heard different things from different people. There was somebody in one of the LJN groups talking about the rubber figures sticking together after some time, things like that, but other people swear by it. In fact, my buddy Remco Customs actually told me that's what he uses. And I got some figures from him, and the finish is nice, and you know, it doesn't seem as if anything is gonna, any of the paint is gonna come off as far as that goes. So I ended up doing that with the Conan figure, and mind you, this is the matte finish, okay? Because I didn't want to get super glossy or anything like that, so I did get the matte Mod Podge. It's like $7 on Amazon with free shipping. So what I did is I took the Conan and I went over it, and this stuff comes on white. It's like glue, you know. I'm like, well, we'll see what happens. And I took some time. It probably took me about an hour today to cover the whole thing because I had to do it in parts. Let it dry so I can grab the figure in different places. And I did the entire thing, including the sword. So I like the way the finish turned out, because before it was super dull, and now it just has just a slight bit of shine to it. So it turned out really, really well, and I'm actually really surprised. The only issue I had is I did not take the torso off here, and the torso was almost glued to the lower half, and you can kind of see there where I Mod Podged it and where I didn't. So that's the difference in the color, right? You have that super dull, and then you have the shiny. So it turned out really well. Probably took about an hour or so for it to dry, and yeah, I ended up doing the sword. So what happened was the sword ended up losing some paint on the handle, so I ended up painting over that again, Mod Podged it, and put it in his hand, and it seems to be pretty good. So yeah, I mean, it turned out really well. There's no like brush strokes or anything like that in it. And at first I'm just like, man, I'm just gluing the crap out of this figure, you know, but turned out really good. So I'm very pleased with the way this turned out. So now I have a bunch of other figures that I'm going to have to do this with. And to me, it's just taking the figure to the next level. You know, I just started priming the figures recently, and then now I'm sealing the figures. So it's all about trying to improve as we move along. So I want to get on here and kind of share this information with you, just in case you customize figures yourself. Mod Podge is the way to go, in my opinion. I couldn't be happier with it. So that is that. So it's something I've been wanting to do for a while, but I've been too busy. Been working my ass off lately. So I just had some time this morning to take care of that. So that's what I did first thing in the morning. And the reason I wanted to kind of take care of that real quick is because Oliver is sending me a figure to paint for him, and I normally don't do commission work at all. A lot of it has to do with, you know, the whole PayPal thing and stuff like that. That's why I don't like to sell stuff. But we ended up making a trade. So he's gonna print off a figure for me. I'm gonna paint this thing for him, and then he asked me if I could paint another figure for him, which I'm like, all right, it's going to take a little bit more time, so then I can work out maybe another figure for him to print off for me, for painting the figure for him, or get something discounted, because he does have that huge ass mammoth that I'd really like to get my hands on and paint, and it looks pretty cool. I mean, the thing has got to be freaking huge, you know. So yeah, that's something that I'm looking forward to doing. So yeah, I have a bunch of figures over here that I have to Mod Podge up. And other than that, I really haven't worked on too many customs. I know that Mike is having an auction coming up this Friday, so I'm pretty excited about that. I'm hoping that he has a update on when the pre-orders are going to be for these Horse and Rider sets. But I haven't been on here in a while, so I wanted to get on here, kind of show you guys the Mod Podge, just in case you want to customize figures yourself. And one of the reasons I wanted to start with this figure is right there. Just from holding this figure, because I didn't paint over this is the primer, that some of the paint, just from me holding this figure, in the very few times that I did, the primer wore away on that spot right there. And I don't have another color that I can match that with, so I'm like, I'm just gonna Mod Podge this thing first, because it's like you touch it and then the paint just comes off. And even though it's primered, I think it could be because of the resin, and the resin being so like smooth and stuff. So he is sealed up and good to go. So not too concerned about him now. And that's the thing. I mean, if you end up doing a figure like this and you seal it up, I mean, you can always seal it up a second time if you want to, just to give it more strength. They do have a Mod Podge extra strength type for more durability, but in the reviews I was reading on it, it said something like a extended like setup time of like 4 weeks or something. I don't know. It seemed pretty ridiculous, but I was like, I'll just try the regular and see how it goes. I mean, this shit's only like $7. And in a jug like this, I mean, how many freaking figures can I do, you know? Just get a paintbrush. And I was worried about the paintbrush getting all fucked up too, but no, it's water-based stuff. So, I mean, brush just cleans off the water and you're good to go. So yeah, just wanted to hop on here, kind of show you guys that. Mod Podge is pretty damn good. Super cheap, excellent for sealing the figures, at least so far. I mean, I haven't had any issues with anything, so just wanted to get on here and kind of show you guys my experience with that. But all right, everybody, thanks again for tuning in. I hope you all have an awesome day. Until next time. Woo!